Well, it depends where it is.
British.
British property outside of London is a lot cheaper than London. The problem that London has is this proliferation of new builds that's coming to the market over the, well, now and for the next 2 years. Is there enough demand at the prices that are being demanded for new builds? You know, most of them are two-bed flats over £1 million. If I was a Londoner in the market for a two-bed flat, I wouldn't buy a new build. I'd go and buy somewhere trendy in Shoreditch. So I think there's problems ahead in new build. Period property in London, they're not making any more period property. Houses in London, there is a definite shortage of houses for families. So you'll probably be all right with any of those kind of investments. But I'm worried about the new build market in London. But then the problem is it's all marketed in Asia, and there's so many Asians with so much money, and they're all trying to get their money out of Asia. London's very trendy. Everyone wants to live in London, so they're all buying flats in London. The problem is they're all vacant. And, you know, people are coming to London, yeah, London's great, it's very trendy. Well, if you build a load of property and nobody lives in it, the atmosphere is going to leave the place pretty soon. So I've got mixed feelings about London property. And also it's becoming a political, I think by 2022 or something, I can't remember what the exact year is, but it's 2 elections time, on current trends, owners will no longer be an electoral majority. They will be an electoral minority. Renters will be in the majority. And so at the moment, it was the housing bust of 1989 to 1994 that made the Tories electable for half a generation. And so every policy has been about protecting property values from both sides. Both governments, Labour and Tory, both understand that. Neither want to have any policy that will make housing, rather than make housing affordable by letting the market drop to affordable levels, they will encourage kids to get into debt via Help to Buy and all those kind of things. Well, that's just quantitative easing, not measuring inflation property, all these things, suppressed interest rates, they all prop up the housing market. And it would be much healthier for everyone if it were to be allowed to fall. But unfortunately, you know, so at the moment, I think the average first-time buyer in London's now over 40 years old. I mean, how old is he going to be by the time he starts a family, or she? And I think more than 50% of young Londoners believe they'll never own a house in London. I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy. And at some stage, there is going to be what's the word? It will become expedient politically to let house prices fall. But I think we're a good 10, 15 years away from that.